What's good? You rocking with your boy Czar, all rights reserved. You know what the vibes be. Nation stand up. Yo, shout to everybody that rocks with the channel. I know someone that asked me about who's disliking. Look, let me break it down for you. We are under scrutiny by a tag team all-star. A tag team all-star and the many minors he's allegedly corrupted. his journey to the top with women on leashes and everything, as well as the baby mama drama dealing with no DNA tests, and last but not least, the lames that are around me that are cowards that you'll never see speak and that would never see me in my face. Let's get that right. We know who you all are. You already know. It's nothing new. So let's get into this since we have an audience here to hate. Hey, something's even crazier. So we talked about the DNA test, the lack of it. Here's the thing. Whose statements, and I never talked about this, but might as well since they want a reason to hate. I told you, if you want to hate, I'll give you a reason to hate. Who else's statements are being asked for? Now, I've identified another woman dealing with the situation of names we've never mentioned. That is also a key component to the situation. Not only that, they are going over another person who we've not gone into detailed statement. Now, these statements, what is the issue with them? Well, it's actually quite simple. A whodunit. Who's telling the truth? Who's lying? That simple. It's not rocket science. But that's why in the comments below, let me know what you're suspect of. Now, dealing with this whole situation, I've also come to find out and have receipts of communications between individuals that claim they weren't speaking. Very interesting. One thing I want to say, hey, if you're someone in a situation, be careful how you're talking to other people around, because they have an issue where they love inviting information to thotties, or whoever they presume to be a thotty. I will say that. And that has been something that has been very trivial but educational for me. It's helped me to realize a lot of things. It's helped me to co-sign a lot of thoughts I had that I had not spoken on before. And the question, though, is what do you have to gain? What do you have to gain in the situation? Now, also, I want to say I found out one of the normal faces happens to be a jump off of someone else who's not even being mentioned in the situation. They have evidence to show that they're allegedly a side piece. And no, we're not talking about what's on a belt of an officer. No, we're not talking about that. And also, if you think, shout to all the hate and prejudice officers hanging around. Don't worry. We'll find your daughters or whoever's out here acting crazy shortly, and we'll make sure they get to see what you're doing. That's going to be fun. But aside from that, I always allow time for the intro, the rollout. I don't have time for the theatrics. I don't have time for that other crap, and they don't realize how the algorithm works, and I really needed the dislikes, and I kind of need them to stick around, so nobody say anything, nobody do anything. My algorithm actually shows percentages, and my percentages, I need to kind of go up that way. Again, likes are good, but that's not what brings the traction. It is the dislikes, guys. I know that sounds crazy, but we've done some studying on the background, and that's what ultimately brings the appeal to see what everyone dislikes. So allow it to be. And again, they're going to do what I want them to do. That's why I speak a certain way. That's why I behave a certain way. And shout out to those people threatening other people behind the scenes, but you want to come here like a civilian, hit dislike like you're watching a video. I just want you to know, in the penitentiary, there's no television/computer that's not monitored. So you may not get Zaro rights reserved. Vice versa, if I can't get you, or I can't speak to you from that position. Also, there is something else that I want to put out there, but I'm going to wait on it because I need confirmations on it. Seems that we have an anonymous guest around. Shout to him or her. I'm not sure what you are yet, but you know, that's all a part of the game. That's how it works. Media's media. So these statements that I mentioned, understand that they're going to be the vital breaking point. This is what the experts were here for. This is why they held off. This is why they sat back. They've been anticipating certain things, and we're going to see exactly what's been anticipated as time goes on. That's a key metric, and that's going to be something that's part of it. There's no other way around it. It is very vital, and it's an essential part of what it is that we're going to be building towards. That's part of what, the laid backness and chillness. Again, these dummies started when I bring up certain subjects. So we all know who you are. We know what you're here for. I know who you're working with. I know why you're working with them. My question is this. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Is it worth it now? Are you that hurt that you think hitting the dislike button makes me feel some sort of way? That it's going to stop something? Nah, my goal is to see how many of y'all can reveal yourself. Honestly. Doesn't bother me. It's all part of the game. You tell a couple people no and they feel jilted, like you got to accept the offer, but I got to do what I got to do. You got to make the money better on the table. I'm sorry. I don't work for those pennies. But on another note, we're continuing to be commenter nation, critical thinking. We have a lot of guys who have lived a life corrupting minors, and we have the proof. They're nervous more than ever, so they're the type of guy to get a bunch of people to rush in and do something. But then he's going to be mad when I expose him, and you're sitting there with 15, 20? I think that would be at least 5 of the charges of corrupting minors. Just because you're asking age, name, and gender now doesn't mean we already don't have you. It's too late for that. I already got you. You knew, matter of fact, you knew I had you from the start when I even alluded to you. I wouldn't have alluded to you if I didn't have enough that I needed to hold you to some responsibility. And it sounds good, and it may feel good what you're doing, but I already got you. And it doesn't matter if a local enforcement, I do it big. I don't mess with small fries if it's not welcomed or indicated. Also, shout to those officers that like to use a crowbar on the window. Didn't work. What else? Shout to the officers that walk around with the wedgies, with their chest out. Fix your pants, bro. Also, shout out to those dirty cops that are still being dirty behind the scenes. And shout out to the lawyer parties. We see those too. What else they want me to say? Also, if we are going to pursue and continually bring out information, we're going to gradually pull it back to another direction where I guess you can say we're beginning to get more justice on the side of those who are using justice to allude to injustice or help others elude detection. I'm not sure which one, because, they play both sides, but it's just odd. Might as well just be objective. Why play both sides? Again, we are moving a different way. I also have introductions of other things I have coming. I've watched other different sources of media, forms of YouTube for a while that I'm going to begin to show aesthetically how I've progressed in skill and how I do it. And over black and milds, my opinion. Another thing. Thank you everybody that's hating. I'm from the hate room, and you're just enacting my nature. Thank you. It's a strong reminder and I love it. Stay tuned. What's up with the statements? Whose statements do you think are added off of the other two that have been requested? And what scenario do you think's also being requested to have visual on? You know how I rock? Put it in the comments below. Let everybody know. All rights reserved. Yeah.